You hit start before I hit save, it's fine.
Is it okay?
It's totally fine. I'm great. Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and officially call the meeting to order. The meeting's been properly posted and the roll been taken.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2 is we'll have the pledge of allegiance at this time.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under 3.1, our approval of the minutes of the February 15th and special meeting on February 22nd. There's no additions or corrections. I'd go ahead and entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So move. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 4 under communications, 4.1, our a number of guests and city staff with us this evening for employee service awards. And I think people have caught on pretty quickly over the last 2 years that this council and myself like to showcase positive issues. We like to recognize individual and team accomplishments. And I certainly, I know, speak for the council when we say we value our team right here within City Hall, both within this building and our city buildings around the city. So we're only as good as all of you. And I think it's really pretty neat that we can recognize a number of individuals this evening, everywhere between 5 years of service to the city of Delavan and up to 30 years. So at this time, I'd like to take a moment to again recognize employee service awards for, we'll start with the 5-year group. Francisco Lascano. We got a big group, so we can certainly clap for each individual, or we can clap for a rather large group all at the end. So I'll take all of your lead on what we'd like to do, but thank you. And then Ruth Cooper, 5 years of service.
She's at training tonight.
Okay. Also at 5 years, Danielle Apker.
Busy tonight.
Right. Trevor Hinman.
He's busy tonight too.
Okay. Also 5 years for Trevor. 5 years, Mark Schramm. He's busy tonight too. 5 years, David Overby.
He's with pigs probably right now.
So that again is the 5-year group. 10 years is Catherine Shoes. You're the only individual within the 10-year group. So thank you. Moving on to 15 years of service is my very own brother, Brad Schrader. Also at 15 years, Edward Longoria. Indiana, 15 years. 15 years, Diane Seaver. 20 years, Charles Rangel. Charles, now we're really getting up there. 30 years. Ronald Sorensen.
It's our smile over there.
I always smile. Right, let's take a clap for the people that weren't here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna give another big
Are you?
clap at the end for everybody. 30 years, James Hanson. And finally, but certainly not last, and I think this one's got actually, I'm told, an asterisk behind it because there's actually maybe 32 years, but because she did some part-time service to the city, but officially 30 years, Jennifer Weezy. Thank you again, all of you. And again, those that couldn't attend because they have other commitments this evening, I certainly understand, but the city, again, we're all only as good as our team, and we appreciate your service, not only to help us, but more importantly, the people that we serve. And you've been doing it, in some cases, a lot longer than any of us, so thank you again. With that, we'll move on to item number 5, public comments. Citizens may address the chair at this point of the meeting. Please limit your comments to items that are on the agenda for no more than 3 minutes. I don't know if we've got any actual citizens who wish to speak at this time. And I should say that Alderman Blazak is on with us here on Zoom as well. Moving on to item number 6 then. Got no public comments. Our reports of committees, boards, commissions, and Delavan Area School District. 6.1 is the Finance Committee and Finance Report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Committee met on March 8th at 5 o'clock. Our next meeting will be on April 12th at 5. There's a number of items on tonight's agenda. The minutes of the meeting are on file with the city clerk for public inspection. At this time, I would make a motion to approve the financial report.
Thank you. There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion passes. Item number 6.2, general operations, Alderman Wilson.
General operations did not meet. The next meeting will be Tuesday, April 12th. In finance.
Thank you, Alderman Wilson. Item 6.3 is the planning commission, Alderman Beasley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Planning Commission met March 7th. There are a number of items on the agenda for tonight's review. And the next meeting is scheduled for Monday, April 4th at 5 p.m. Minutes for the March 7th are all on file with the city clerk for public inspection.
Thank you, Alderman Beasley. Item 6.4 is public works, Alderwoman Deschner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Works met on February 22nd at 5:30. We discussed street repair projects for this year and authorized staff to go out for bids. Our next meeting is March 22nd at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderman Deschner. Item 6.5 is Town of Delavan Lake Committee, Alderman Beasley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Town of Delavan Lake Committee met on March 2nd. The next scheduled meeting is for Wednesday, April 6th at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall. We went over a number of pretty important issues regarding the town's financial status. Apparently, the town has spent the money that was earmarked, or a large portion of the money that was earmarked for the dredging project. And we made a recommendation for how they could move some different finances into that hole that they left. It was serious enough that it made the local newspaper, Delavan Enterprise, and it's on the front page. So there is some internal restructuring that needs to take place in the town regarding their finances. And I think that we should take a moment and step back and reflect on what we want to see happen regarding the lake and the lake committee. So we should bring what we have earmarked for them back into the finance committee for review.
Thank you, Alderman Beasley. Item 6.6 is the Library Board of Trustees, Alderwoman Deschner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We met on February 17th at 5:30. I was unable to be there because I was at parent teacher conferences that night. But our next meeting is this Thursday, March 17th at 5:30.
Thank you, Alderman Deschner. Item 6.7 is the Park and Recreation Commission, Alderman Purcell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you want, go under this spring online booklet, see what's going on for Park and Rec. We're still trying to figure out the dog park. We haven't narrowed it down yet, but we're getting closer. And the next meeting will be on the 21st at 5:30 p.m. of this month.
Thank you, Alderman Purcell. Item 6.8 is Communications Commission. Alderman Solis had a child that was being recognized, I think at the sports banquet, so he couldn't be here with us this evening. The Communications Commission has not met since our last city council meeting, and the next meeting is scheduled for Monday, March 21st at 5:30 p.m. Item 6.9 is the Delavan Downtown Project Management Team, Alderwoman Destrin Brand.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Downtown Project Management Team met on February 22nd at 7 o'clock. We discussed some of our future events and preparations for them. And our next meeting will be March 22nd at 7.
Thank you, Alderwoman Destrin Brand. Item 6.10 is the Delbrook Golf Commission, Alderman Purcell.
Okay, we did some research. We're hoping to open on the 26th, providing the weather and everything. I would say just call, look on Facebook, call down there, see what's gonna be open, and go from there. And the next meeting will be on the 17th, well, it'll be the 17th at 5 p.m. this week. And then Greenies will be opening at 11 a.m. this Friday with a whole new crew. So come out and check it out.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Purcell. Item 6.11 is the Tourism Commission. Again, this would be an update by Alderman Solis, and their next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, March 23rd here at City Hall at 8:30 a.m. And item 6.12 is the Delavan Darien School District update, and I know Superintendent Sorby had said that she couldn't make it this evening, so we'll have an update next month. Moving on to item 7, issues that came before the Planning Commission. 7.1 is consider a conditional use permit at 1333 Racine Street, located in the manufacturing light ML zoning district with a wellhead protection overlay for an indoor sales or service land use applicant, Sarah Smith.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed resolution, including the conditional use findings listed on the report, the conditional use findings, and issuance of a conditional use permit for applicant Sarah Smith for a portion of the property located at 1333 Racine Street, manufacturing light zoning district, subject to recommended conditions of approval listed in the report under recommended conditions of approval. Indoor sales or service land use, subject to the conditions of approval listed in the report under conditions of approval, including any additions as may be identified by the common council. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.2 is consider a 49 lot land division request of a final plat for phase 1 of the Harbor Club at Delavan or at Lake Lawn within lot 2 and lot 4 of the approved certified survey map at 2400 East Geneva Street.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the final plat for a 49 lot residential subdivision as prepared by John Korbecki, identified as job order number 1257.00 with a date of February 22nd, 2022, subject to the prior recording of dedication of outlot 1 of CSM 4985 and an approved development agreement for the public improvements.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.3 is consider a conditional use petition to allow for a 4-unit residential multiplex land use on each of the vacant lots at 434 and 506 Autumn Drive in the residential multifamily RM-8 zoning district. Applicant Kyle veteran for Parkside Apartments Homes LLC.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed resolution, including the following. One, the conditional use findings listed in the report. And two, conditional use request for a multiplex land use to allow for a 4-unit principal building to be constructed on each of these single parcels. Applicant Kyle Butrin for Parkside Apartment Homes LLC, subject to the conditions of approval listed in the report.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.4 is consider a 3-lot land redivision request by certified survey map CSM for the 3 vacant parcels along the west side of the 400 block of Autumn Drive.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed 3-lot CSM land redivision for the 3 vacant parcels along the west side of the 400 block of Autumn Drive. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Are those for, are those gonna be for sale or no?
Those,
No. No, it'd be a developer already owns them. They're gonna build the buildings and rent the apartments.
Okay,
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.5 is consider amendments to the zoning ordinance section 23707 exterior lighting standards to address dark sky standard request from Geneva Lakes Astrophysics and STEAM, formerly Yerkes Observatory, applicant, the city of Delavan.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed ordinance amending zoning code section 23.707 exterior lighting standards.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I'm kind of wondering, I know Yerkes, formerly Yerkes, they've always had a problem with Walmart being their biggest, it makes it difficult for them to see in it. Is this residential only?
This will be commercial use, as I understand it.
The ordinance, the zoning code covers both commercial and residential. The changes on this mostly have to do with aiming. The bigger issue with most of the lighting that we have is the intensity of the lighting. Walmart actually isn't that bad. They did go through the review process as part of their conditional use permit. It's some of the other lights, including our downtown acorn lights that actually shine light up. That's some of the larger issues. Actually, the observatory would like most of the lights to shut off about 11 o'clock at night, but with Walmart being a longer hour store, that's a little bit difficult as well.
So like lights that don't meet this current ordinance are gonna have to be
If
changed, like existing lights.
if they're going to update them, yes, they have to meet code.
Okay, but not if they're existing the way they are there. Okay, that's what I was saying.
Our acorn lights are okay.
Technically, no.
All right. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.6 is considered the federally required updates to the floodplain regulation standards within section 23.503 of our zoning code to maintain compliance with the National Flood Insurance Program, including Wisconsin Act 175 language that would allow for the owners of structures that are currently within the floodplain to make modifications to the floodplain or to floodproof their buildings without expense limitations. Applicant again, City of Delavan.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed ordinance repealing and recreating section 23.503 floodway, flood fringe, and flood plain overlay zoning districts, including the Act 175 language.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.7 is consider amendments to the zoning ordinance, proposed amendments, which would create a new age restricted residential with reduced parking land use category, create a new minor indoor commercial entertainment land use category, and amend existing major indoor commercial entertainment, minor outdoor commercial entertainment, and major outdoor commercial entertainment land uses to create a clear distinction between the three uses, and amendments to change the zoning districts in which certain land uses are permitted by right, conditional use permit, or special use permit, or prohibited.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a proposed ordinance amending various portions of the zoning ordinance to create a new age-restricted residential with reduced parking land use category, create a new minor indoor commercial entertainment land use category, and amend existing major indoor commercial entertainment, minor outdoor commercial entertainment, and major outdoor commercial entertainment land uses to create a clear distinction amongst those three uses. And additionally, amendments include changes to the zoning district in which certain land uses are permitted by right, conditional use permit, or special use permit, or are prohibited.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, and we've got further discussion. Mark?
As you can tell from the length of the title of this one, it covers most of the zoning code. There was a lot of discussion at Plan Commission, just explaining what this was. One thing I guess I'll bounce this a little bit to the city attorney. When we put this ordinance together, after it came out of Plan Commission, we used an older version of our zoning code. And we actually missed a change we made last July where we added commercial apartments. If the council would like to add to their motion to include the action that was taken in ordinance 445, then we can keep that section which referred to commercial apartments on the first floor in the business central zoning district, which again was a change that was made back in July. We should have picked it up and included it as part of this ordinance, but we missed that.
So, Mr. Mayor, there would, if the council chooses to do so, there would need to be an amendment made, adding in
The ordinance,
section 445.
ordinance 445, language for commercial apartments.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make an amendment to the original motion to include the action taken in ordinance 445.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of the amended motion?
The amendment, only the amendment.
amendment.
to the motion, yes.
All in favor of the amendment, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All in favor of the overall motion as amended, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item 7.8 is consider amendments to the zoning ordinance, section 22.15, section 23.206, and table 23.203. Tables of land uses, and create section 23.206, parent A, 8, parent W, to establish a new accessory dwelling unit land use category as a conditional use in the RS-2 zoning district, applicant City of Delavan.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance amending the zoning code, establishes a new accessory dwelling unit land use category as conditional use in the RS2 zoning district.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 8, issues that came before the finance committee. 8.1 is considered the lease of 10 additional golf cars from Premier Golf and Utility Vehicles.
So this came before the finance committee. More cards are needed to account for the increase in business in the last couple of years, which is a good thing. This will alleviate the problem and help ensure that the course does not have people waiting for carts to come in. So I would make a motion to approve the lease of 10 2022 Tempo EFI golf cars from Premier Golf and Utility Vehicles of Madison, Wisconsin for a period of 6 years at an annual cost of $8,077.20.
There's been a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, maybe we have a roll call.
Alderman Purcell,
Yes.
Alderwoman Deshner Brand,
Yes.
Alderman Plazak,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 8.2, consider Avenue Insights financial payroll and utility billing software contract agreement.
This also came before finance. They're hoping to have 1 year to possibly look at new software for the future. There's a small savings to the contract that's below budget, so I would move to approve a 1-year renewal of the new vision software with Avenue Insights at a price not to exceed $29,946.96.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, maybe we have a roll call.
Alderwoman Deshner Brand,
Yes.
Alderman Plazak,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Alderman Beezer,
Yes.
Alderman Purcell.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 8.4 are approval of the bills, warrant for
We have
2020.
8.3.
8.3.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. 8.3 is consider an amended resolution declaring 2 older squad cars surplus property.
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve the proposed amended resolution declaring 2 older vehicles surplus.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now, item 8.4, which are approval of the bills warrant 2022-02.
I'd make a motion to approve the warrant.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9, other business. 9.1 is consider a request for a temporary Class B license to sell fermented malt beverages at St. Andrew's Trivia Night. It says February
Oh,
22nd,
that
2020.
should
I think
say
it's
April
22nd.
22nd,
Yeah.
sorry.
Of this year.
We got a typo.
Used an old report.
Right. No, I was looking at it.
Sorry about that.
And I'm glad I didn't just read off my sheet.
Mayor, I move to approve a temporary Class B license at St. Andrew's Congregation to sell fermented malt beverages at 115 South 7th Street on April 22nd, 2022 for their tribute.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 9.2 is consider fire department ambulance repairs.
I make a motion that we approve the emergency repairs of city ambulance in the amount not to exceed $3,945.
There's a motion.
Second.
A second. I know we've got the fire chief here. Maybe want to just give us a little update on some of the details. I know one of them, our only ambulance had to be taken out of service.
Yeah, Tim O'Neill, Fire Chief, worked with our city mechanic, who's been really instrumental in saving us a lot of money on this equipment the last year. And this is no exception. If we took it out to an outside vendor, it would be 4 times as much. So the vehicle, of course, is in your notes. It was was given to us free of charge by Lake Geneva. Some of you were part of that, Mayor, certainly you were. And we inherited the vehicle without any expense to the city, but we knew that because it's a 97, there would be some issues. And we hope that that would be later rather than sooner. And we're hoping to transport with it eventually and to make it worthy for the state inspection for transporting. You know, we want to make sure that that transmission, particularly city mechanic, can shed some light on it. It's primarily the water pump, but his concern was if we start transporting with it, that transmission going out. So I wanted to be proactive on that as well.
Thank you. So, I don't know if there's any questions or further discussion. If not, I guess there was a motion. Second, we'll just have a roll call then.
Alderman Plazak.
Yes.
Wilton.
Yes.
Alderman Beezer.
Yes.
Alderman Purcell.
Yes,
Alderwoman Dustin Brand.
Yes.
Yes. Item number 10 is public comments. Again, at this time, citizens may address the chair. At this point of the meeting, please limit your comments to no more than 2 minutes. I don't know if we've got anyone that wishes to speak at this time. If not, we'll move on to item number 11, which is suggested future agenda items. Do we have any future agenda items at this time? If not, as always, just let myself or our city administrator know if there's any issues, and we're happy to put those on the agenda. If there's no additional business at this time, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion, second, all in favor of adjournment, signify by stating aye.
Aye.
I.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.